Reacher Season 3 Review. New action-packed episodes are fresh and the series' best. Edgy, gritty, and suspenseful in all the right places, Season 3 of Reacher is the best in the series. To be sure, Prime Video hit pay dirt when Alan Ritchson took over the role of Jack Reacher, the popular character in Lee Child's best-selling books. The 2012 and 2016 Tom Cruise films didn't fly high enough at the box office, and it was a perfect time for a relaunch. The series quickly became a global phenomenon, and Ritchson a bankable star in the process. It's an easy transition into Season 3, which so beautifully takes Child's seventh Reacher novel, Persuader, and adds several unique spins. The outing finds Reacher diving into the underbelly of a sprawling criminal enterprise in an effort to rescue an undercover DEA informant who's running out of time. But the deeper Reacher gets into the criminal maze, the bigger the secrets, both personal and related to the case, and danger. Fittingly, it takes the series back into the past on occasion, and these flashbacks deliver additional context for what's unfolding in the present. One of the best things about Season 3 is how well showrunner Nick Santora incorporates new cast members, which include Anthony Michael Hall, Bosch, Legacy, Sonia Cassidy, Johnny Berchtold, Brian T., Chicago Med, Roberto Montesinos, Daniel David Stewart, and the Dutch giant himself, Olivia Richters, Black Widow, Indiana Jones, and the Dial of Destiny, partaking in the most epic fight scenes to hit the small screen in the show's history. Keep your eye on that 7'2" force of nature. Collectively, this entire posse helps supercharge Season 3, but it's Ritchson who continues to be a breath of fresh air, a bankable and charming action hero we can appreciate and, more importantly, want more of. You may recall how all this began. Season 1 found Reacher, a former military operative, arrested for a murder he didn't commit. Upon his release from prison, the man embarks on a mission to find the people who framed him. Dark politics and shady dealings ensued. Season 2 found Reacher drawn back into work when one of his U.S. Army colleagues is murdered. Ultimately, he and his team halt an illegal arms deal and end up giving the money to the victims' families. This time around, the man goes undercover in Maine, great use of the scenic coastline here, to work for a wealthy albeit deceitful businessman named Zachary Beck, Hall in fine form heading a nefarious operation. Beck's timid son, Berchtold, figures prominently in Reacher's involvement with the family, ultimately coming on board as Papa Beck's main guy, much to the dismay of Beck's monstrous bodyguard, Polly Richards. The giant immediately clashes with Reacher. We've never seen Reacher seemingly outmatched physically as we do this season, and from his first encounter with Polly, you know there are some kick-ass fight scenes between the two to come. And there are, but you'll have to wait a bit until they arrive. Meanwhile, Cassidy is a welcome surprise as DEA agent Susan Duffy, whose Boston street smarts and ferocity make her a great partner for Reacher and a potential love interest. She's joined by Montesinos as a DEA vet and Daniel David Stewart as a rookie agent. Then there's Brian T., who shares a history with Reacher and emerges as an ominous figure. The mission this time around, rescue an informant held by a mysterious enemy. Showrunner Nick Santora was behind some of TV's most addictive outings. There was Prison Break, on which he served as producer, then Scorpion and Most Dangerous Game, which became victim to shifting norms on network and streaming platforms. Of course, Santora knows how to craft compelling characters. Rather than toss them onto the screen, he manages to offer nuance and context to who they are and how they got that way. You never know it from episode 1, but Hall's shady money bag is actually a lot more human than we give the man credit for. Amazon Prime Video's Reacher has built a reputation as one of the most entertaining action thrillers on streaming, and Season 3 solidifies its place at the top. Based on Lee Child's iconic Jack Reacher novels, this latest season delivers a blend of brutal action, gripping mystery, and sharp storytelling that makes it the best installment yet. With fresh, high-stakes storytelling and a tighter focus on Reacher's character, these new episodes pack a serious punch. A fresh and exciting narrative. Season 3 draws inspiration from Persuader, the 7th book in Child's series, which presents a different side of Jack Reacher, played with imposing charisma by Alan Ritchson. The season kicks off with Reacher going undercover in a dangerous operation to take down a ruthless criminal network. As always, the ex-military policeman operates on his own rules, using brains and brawn in equal measure to outmaneuver his enemies. However, this time, the stakes are deeply personal, making for some of the most emotionally charged storytelling we've seen in the series. Unlike Season 2's more ensemble-driven approach, Season 3 refocuses on Reacher as a lone force of nature. While he still teams up with key allies, including some intriguing new characters, this season plays to the character's strengths: isolation, tactical brilliance, and sheer, unstoppable determination. The pacing is razor-sharp, moving from one explosive sequence to another while keeping the audience fully engaged in the unraveling mystery. Alan Ritchson at his best. Alan Ritchson's portrayal of Jack Reacher has been a revelation since the show's debut. In Season 3, he elevates the role even further, embodying the character's unshakable confidence, dry humor, and lethal efficiency. Reacher is not just a brawler. He's a detective, a strategist, and, when needed, an avenger. Ritchson delivers all of this with effortless charisma, making every scene he's in compelling to watch. What sets this season apart is how it explores Reacher's psyche. Beneath his tough exterior, there are glimpses of vulnerability and past regrets that add depth to his character. The writing allows Ritchson to showcase more range, making Reacher more than just an unstoppable force. He's a man shaped by the choices he's made and the battles he's fought. Action that hits hard. One of Reacher's defining elements has always been its hard-hitting, realistic action. Season 3 doubles down on this strength, delivering some of the most brutal and well-choreographed fight sequences in the series. From close-quarters combat to large-scale shootouts, every action scene is executed with precision, showcasing Reacher's overwhelming physical dominance and tactical genius. What makes the action even more satisfying is its grounded realism. Reacher doesn't just wade into fights without thinking. He analyzes, adapts, and systematically dismantles his opponents. Whether he's taking down a room full of armed men or executing a perfectly timed escape, the action always feels earned rather than excessive. Supporting cast and villains that shine. While Reacher is the heart of the show, Season 3 introduces a compelling supporting cast that adds layers to the story. Without giving too much away, Reacher's allies are well developed, each bringing their own skills and motivations to the table. The chemistry between Reacher and his new contacts creates engaging dynamics that enhance the storytelling. Equally important is the season's central villain. Without revealing spoilers, the antagonist in Season 3 is one of the most menacing and formidable foes Reacher has faced. Unlike past seasons where brute force was enough to overcome the opposition, this time Reacher faces a mind as sharp as his own. The tension between hero and villain is palpable, making for some intense showdowns that keep viewers on the edge of their seats. A season that delivers, and then some. If there was any concern that Reacher might lose momentum after its strong first two seasons, Season 3 erases all doubt. The show has found its perfect formula, balancing relentless action with compelling character work and an engaging plot. The writing is sharp, the pacing is relentless, and the performances, especially Ritchson's, are outstanding. For fans of action-packed thrillers, Reacher Season 3 is must-watch television. It not only lives up to expectations but exceeds them, cementing the show as one of the best in its genre. If future seasons can maintain this level of quality, Reacher could very well become one of the defining action series of its time. Season 3 isn't just good, it's Reacher at its absolute best. Here's your in-depth review of Reacher Season 3. Let me know if you'd like any adjustments or additional details.